Good afternoon and welcome to my hobby bench once again. On the table today I'm going to be talking about a couple of different things here. So that was obviously a very tongue-in-cheek title to the video, but this is just going to be another episode of Engine Talk. So I don't know when it was, 6, 8, 9 months ago or so, I picked up this box from a Facebook Marketplace deal, and it says it's an MVVS 65 new. And I know I had I showed this engine briefly then, but this video is pretty much going to be all about this. It's not a 65, it's a 6.5. Whoever wrote this on there obviously wasn't clear on what was going on with it. But so this is the engine I have. And it came with all sorts of documentation. It came with everything. I mean, literally everything possible to include the engine. But before we go and look at the engine, it also came with this, which was some accessories or more detailed information. I don't know if all kinds of, here's a nice breakdown. I'm not sure if any of this came, if I saw another copy of this anywhere else, but anyway, this is the key thing here, because this engine came only with this header. It didn't come with a muffler, exhaust, or anything like that. So as you can see, this header here is 3251, which means basically that it's for a tune pipe. It could be used for something else, but I mean, for the most part, this is a tune pipe header. So, and this engine has a very odd center-to-center exhaust bolt hole size of 28 millimeters. And when I first got this and I saw this header, I was like, oh, that's cool, whatever, but where's the exhaust? Where's the muffler? And there wasn't one. And I have searched and searched and searched through my stuff and through everything I can find to find a muffler that had 28 millimeter hole spacing, and I couldn't find one. So I was like, well, crap, I got this really cool engine and I have nothing to use as an exhaust on it, and I could just run it with that on there, but I mean, that's not the way to do it. So I was looking again here recently, and I actually came across this online, which is, it'll work for this engine. All of these will work for this engine, and they also had this muffler. Now I didn't find this, but they have part numbers for this exhaust, so they actually made a muffler for this engine too. But for the most part, they were expecting you to use tuned pipes, or at least they had a lot of variety of pipe options for this engine. But I came across this 3243, and it would come with the adapter here, and it would have been perfect. The only thing was, it was in Japan, and it was $119 before shipping and all that kind of stuff. And I put it in my box or my cart just to see what it would cost, and it would have cost me $178 just for this tuned exhaust, mini tuned pipe, whatever you want to call it, to go with this engine. And I think I paid $50 for this engine. So I was like, okay, that's ridiculous. And of course I couldn't find these exact things. So let's talk about this pipe before I show you the engine again. So I started looking on eBay, and just for the record, I know next to nothing about tuned pipes. You could probably say that the extent of my knowledge of tuned pipes and how to use them and how to tune them is basically, I can just tell you that they're long. That's it. That's all. I don't really know. I'm not a tuned pipe expert at all, and this is the very first tuned pipe I've ever purchased for anything. So as you can see, this is an ED Mark II power pipe. Now ED stands for Electronic Developments Limited, and this is out of England. And I happen to find this, and it says it's suitable for all classes of model aircraft and boats. And it is actually for 29 to 40 cubic inch engines. So I was like, wow, this is awesome. It says it's one of those quiet pipes and all this. Great. Made in England. So, and it was only $59. Of course, it was a little bit more with shipping, but this is a brand new pipe. So this was cool because now I actually have a means to actually run. It came with a decal, which is kind of in bad shape. I'm not sure what I would do with the decal, but Came with the pipe and just this literature here. Now I haven't actually taken this out of the bag yet because I think this is pretty much all there is to it. It's just it's just one copy sheet. I don't think there's multiple, if you can open it at all. So I didn't figure there was really any need to take it out. But anyway, so here it talks about a little bit about how to set it up. And I know on the Makoa site, they also have a thing about tuned pipes, how to set up tuned pipes. So I have an Aerotrin coupler, blue silicone coupler coming. So this will be my first experience with tuned pipe operation, which will be interesting to say the least. The only thing is I'm going to have to put a brace or some sort on my stand to support this thing. So let me just take everything out of this engine box so we can show you this engine one more time. So as I said, it comes with this header, and I had to make sure that this header diameter was a good fit for this, which it is, which is nice. It's like perfect. It's, you know, maybe a ½ millimeter or a millimeter off. But anyway, so I'm going to have this nice header here with a blue Aerotrin coupler. And this engine also came with another prop washer and nut. And then of course the high-speed needle, which is not installed on here. But this was a really cool engine, and when I saw this on Facebook, I was like, hell yes, I would like to have this engine, because the guy was really kind of desperate to get rid of it. And it says clearly here, MVVS 6,5 or 6.5, made in the Czech Republic. These are really, really nice engines. I want to take this off real quick. I think this prop nut is actually, it looks like it, I don't know why it would be shaped like that. Unless it's, I don't know. I'm not sure. I've seen that before in other places. I just want to see if this has got like a woodruff key. No, it doesn't. It's got the tapered collet, because it just felt really loose, like it had a woodruff key. It looked like it could have had a woodruff key, but anyway. So yeah, this engine is really neat in that it's designed such that these head screws go all the way through. And you can actually rotate. I can't really see the parting line here. This head comes off right here, I believe, just below the exhaust outlet. And you can actually rotate the head if you wanted and make this a rear exhaust engine. So, I mean, that's a really cool, unique feature of these things. I've had an MVVS 77 that had a really strange exhaust or muffler on it. And I think I also had an MVVS 15, which I kind of wish I had kept because it came with that nice tuned exhaust. That was a really smoking engine. I don't know who I gave that to or sold it to or what happened to it. But anyway, so that's what this video is all about, is now I have a means to actually run this guy, which will be cool, and it'll be a nice new little learning experience. Hopefully it won't be too big of a learning curve. I mean, I think you just basically, I think Makoa's website said, you know, start out with like a millimeter or 1/16 of an inch or some small gap here, just so they're not touching, and then maybe just kind of move it in and out and tune your peak RPM, I guess. I don't know. In some instances I've seen where people say, well, you have to cut the header to a certain length. I don't think I'm going to be, since this is probably not going to be going on a pattern plane or anything, I don't know that I'll actually be cutting the length of the header at all. I think that's what Makoa's instructions say. They say something about cutting the header. I don't know why you would do that if you have the ability to, unless it just, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know much about pipes. I'm just excited that I was actually able to find a brand new pipe, first of all, that was reasonably priced. And because I was seeing some of these used pipes on eBay and people are asking $70, $80, $100, and they're used, and they're very obviously used. I mean, they're pretty gross looking pipes. So I was pretty impressed with this, and it's also kind of a bonus that it's from England too. It's kind of cool because I got this whole European thing going on here. I've got, you know, the Czechoslovakian Czech-made engine, an English-made pipe, which is cool. So we're all good with that. So I'm going to close this video by saying, look Look at this beautiful engine. This is a Weber Speed 61 engine. Now this is an engine I just ran for a customer and made a video of. This is a beautiful engine, and after seeing this was a customer and very good friend, Farley. This was his brother's engine, and Farley, after he saw that video, he called me and he said, you know, basically the bottom line is I am now the long-term caretaker of this engine. And I say it that way because I said, look, Farley, if you ever want this engine back and you want to put it on an airplane, because he's an active flyer, I said, just say the word and I'll give it right back to you. But for now, I am graced and blessed to be the long-term caretaker for this engine, and I plan on putting this engine on the stand several more times and doing some more runs with different props and maybe different fuels and different plugs too, just because I think these Weber engines are really super cool engines. And I had a Speed 61 years ago, and when I left Florida, I think I either sold it or gave it away or something like that, so I no longer have it. But now I am the caretaker of this beautiful Weber Speed 61 that looks almost brand new to me. So anyway, that's our engine talk video for today.